Hi, I'm Bruce Lorincz, and this show's called Bruce on the Loose. We're here on location at Marian's Closet. Teresa Berrey is with us, and she's the executive director and has been here for a couple years and really knows the ins and outs and how to help so many families in the Wadsworth and surrounding areas, I might add.
Yes, that's correct.
I think we're in the receiving area here where
Yes.
people could bring in items that they want to go ahead and donate to people in need.
That's exactly correct. So what happens is, maybe you're familiar with us, when you come in, we have the store here at the back of the building, and that's where we receive the donations, and people bring them in, and we have bins over to our right here, and that's where they drop them off. They put their donations in the bins. We have volunteers, usually like anywhere from 5 to 6 people back here that receive those donations. And maybe we'll even help you carry stuff in if you need help, if you got bigger stuff and you're working alone. So they'll help you with that. Once that comes in here, the stuff that's there, if it doesn't directly come up on the table, we put it up on the table. And if it's generally, people donate things in large plastic bags. So they empty it on the table, then they start sorting it. They look at it carefully to make sure that there's no tears or there's no stains, or that it's it's a nice, something that you would want to have your friend wear. So they go through that stuff, and then they will then hang them up. So there'll be people here sorting. They pass it down to people that will hang it up over here. And then they'll take those racks. The rack itself can move out. There's Z-type racks, so they can move out to the next room or actual store area. And they kind of go from there. Now, sometimes people do bring things in that are out of season, and that's harder because we are a very small store, as you're about to find out, so we just can't accommodate for out of season things. One exception is winter coats. We get a nice winter coat here, and Fish has one of our partner organizations that helps us. They will store those winter coats because we don't really have storage here, which is awesome. But otherwise, what we do is we have an area where we will send it to what they call its world missions, and that stuff will go to areas around the world where the people can use things that are out of season for us. So that's kind of the unfortunate part. It's just the way it works. We're not storing stuff. When you make that donation, it is going directly out in the store. And I don't even know how many people have made a comment that they'll have come back to talk to me about something, and they'll be like, "I just dropped this off, and it's on the floor already."
So there's
and I'm
not
like,
much,
"That's the whole
not
point."
much downtime. It's really looked at, and if it can be needed
Yes.
by people, it's out there,
It is.
and people can pick those things up. What about your volunteers? How many total volunteers work at Marian's Closet? Do you have an idea?
Well, I know we're over 40. Okay,
Wow.
so we have over 40 volunteers that work. On any one day, we probably have 8 to 10 volunteers working here. And just because it's so fast-paced, on any one day, about 700 items are going out of our store. So that's in a 3-hour period. That means we're receiving 700 items or more, and they're going out. So it's a rapid movement.
Okay,
So
now what days is the store open for people to come in?
We're open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay.
Not though this week, because we're on the July 4th
Right,
week.
for sure.
But anyway,
No question.
So we're open Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And Thursdays, we have a later afternoon evening, which is 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. So we're able to accommodate people that are working in different type of jobs.
So the volunteers, some of them have probably been here for a few years.
Some of the volunteers have been here since the beginning. So,
Which is when?
2016, I want to say, was our 2016, was our first year. And then so Mary Alice, I call her my right-hand gal. She helps me to kind of navigate all the important things, like don't forget to change the message. She does the messages for me on the phone,
Sure.
stuff like that. But some people, and there's a lot, we have several that have been here since the very beginning. But then they range in age from, we've got 86-year-olds all the way down to, we have some high school students that aren't doing it just for hours, but have come to serve here, and which is awesome. I love
That's
that
wonderful.
big, wide range. It makes it so much fun.
And it looks like you have, to my, all over my shoulder here, we have all kind of diapers.
Yes.
Tell us about the diapers.
We get diapers through diaper drives. So we have a couple churches in town that provide diapers for us, which is awesome because that's something people really need. So United Methodist Church and Crossroads Church, they do diaper drives in January and February, and this is what happens. We're already now in July, so we're already starting to see our numbers we're already out of size 6 diapers. And it's really hard because then, I will, maybe go back to the churches and ask them, or it'll come from our own funds that will buy diapers, but people need those. And diaper wipes, we've been out of those for a little bit, so we just got some diaper wipes in, so.
Speaking of funds, if people like what they see today, and maybe they've heard from other people, could they donate? Could they donate not only items but cash? So you
Yes.
could go ahead and meet the rent through the United Methodist Church,
Yeah.
or some other overhead you might have. The air conditioning we had
Yes.
to turn on,
Yes,
91
exactly.
degrees today.
Yeah,
so,
it's really hot, yeah.
So those the bills need to be paid. People can donate.
Yes, that's accurate. That's very accurate. It does cost money to run this place, and we are so powered by the amount of donations, material donations. It's phenomenal, but there is also a financial component that is there, and it's significant. So they can donate. If you go to our website, if you go to Marian's Closet, just go online to our website, there's a place for people to donate. They can donate one-time gifts, they can donate monthly gifts, they can do, whatever.
Quarterly
They
gifts,
can,
yeah.
they can do whatever they want to do there. They can donate. And then, but, some people send us checks. We have a few people that, they're just really generous. They come through, and they don't even necessarily live here anymore, and they still are
right.
concerned about what we're doing. So,
question.
yeah, that's great. And then we're going to talk about that later some, but we also have a golf outing that is very instrumental. That's that's our only fundraiser.
Yeah,
So
well.
we get no government support. We don't receive money from United Way. This thing is a Wadsworth, born entity, and it's amazing. So.
Do the people who come in, must they live in Wadsworth Township or Wadsworth City, or they come from all sorts of surrounding areas?
Yeah, they can. Our location, if you think about it, we're right on the corner of Medina County, so it makes sense that we're getting people from Summit County and also Wayne County. Primarily, we're not getting people far off because it's just not practical for them to
Right.
drive here. I mean, gas costs money. So, but most of the people are like neighboring areas. Think Norton, Barberton, maybe West Akron. We have a few. From Akron area in general. We have people coming from Medina County, then you're looking at Medina, then, Rittman, Doylestown. So, yeah, it's broad. It's really word of mouth. We don't obviously
Right.
need to advertise that we have this.
Do the families have a limit if they come in? Let's say the season does change, it gets kind of cool.
Yes.
And it's not vogue for the kids to wear jackets all the time, but, they need to get to the bus and everything, and
Yeah.
they need winter coats. Would a family have restrictions on how much they can pick up at one time?
Yeah, well, it's not really at one time, but for example, when we have winter coats coming in, we have a computer system. We're able to put that in, so we can make sure that a family is getting a winter coat for every member that they have. But beyond that, they don't. And especially with kids rapidly growing, the coat they wore, in
right.
March is not going to work in November. Okay, so and what's really cool is because we can store some coats over at Fish.
Right, sure.
We start bringing those in at the first cold snap because people don't always bring in coats right away. It takes them a while to you know what I'm saying,
Right,
to assess
they do.
where they are.
Sure.
So that just enables us to stay ahead of that curve, which is awesome.
I see you have a few hangers here to go
Yeah.
ahead and get the things, and I'm sure Aiden can get pictures of those. That probably is very expensive to replace those and to get
Yeah.
new hangers from time to time.
You know what? We never have to buy hangers.
What?
Yeah, you heard me. No, we don't have to buy them. People have donated them. In fact, what ends up happening, we get overrun with hangers. So what we'll do is we'll actually parcel those off into bundles, and our customers can have those. But we recycle our hangers constantly. So
Wow.
from the point that it goes on a hanger here and goes out to the floor, those hangers then when people check out with the cashier, it's just really a method of us keeping track of how many items the family is getting, each member. They take everything off the hanger, they sort it by family member, and then we put it in our system. And then those hangers come right back around. So it's a constant flow of hangers moving from one point to the next. So, but yeah, that's interesting. We do. That's the one thing. We always have plenty of hangers because people are like, oh, do you need hangers? And we're like, ah. So, but we'll give them to our customers.
So let me get this straight. So there may be 6 people working back here.
Yeah.
When people
It could
drop
be,
off
yeah.
things, it could be. And then are there additional people
Yes.
out in the store?
So we'll have people, we have people that are in the store area itself that are actually hanging things up, okay? So we may have 2 or 3 people doing that. And then behind the counter, we'll have a couple cashiers working. And then sometimes I'll be in the office, or, Mary Alice, the other person that I told you about, will be in the office there just if we need to kind of flex, coverage.
And people on the floor know where, if a family says we're looking for infants or we're
Yes.
looking for 10-year-olds, they know
Yes.
about where those items are located to help
Yeah.
them out.
Yeah, they do, because the people that are hanging stuff up, that's what their job is to know where everything is.
Right.
So, and they will, we're constantly getting new people, so they're training new people. So, yeah, my people out there, they do a lot of training, so new ones.
Teresa, why don't we go out and take a look at the store and
Yes.
see what we have in store in the area where people grab things. Thank you
Sounds
very
good.
much.
Thank you.
Teresa, we're here in an area where, boy, the store, I can't believe how many racks and how much items you have here for people to take a look at.
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, well, right behind you there, we have little infant clothing. So that's our smallest stuff. We have a baby section, like baby blankets and burp cloths, stuff like that. And then we have all kinds of purses. And then this is all small children's stuff, small shoes. We have books for kids, toys in the back corner. And then to our right here, we have the housewares area.
And those items have not gone down in price very much for families.
No.
I mean, and stagnant wages. It's really a difficult situation, especially if they have more than one infant. I mean, it's very, very difficult to raise a child.
It is. I had a father in not too long ago, and he said he didn't know how he could do it without us, because they got the unexpected gift of twins. And he was so thrilled that he found us. So, and I was like, and he just kept thanking us over and over what a difference it was making in their family. So.
No question. And how does that make the volunteers and you specifically feel when you hear those comments? Do you pass those on to the volunteers?
Yes, we do. We will discuss those things, because you know what? Sometimes it's just, you're running and you just need to catch sight of why we're here. And just to being out, we pray every day to live out love and grace here. And just, to be able to see people, getting the things that they need is very rewarding. And just seeing, and then, like I said, we're here for a hand up. We've talked about that over and over, and, helping people out. And then at some point, they'll be on another side and they'll be powering how we receive things, which is awesome.
You mentioned a few organizations that help you, but I'm sure we haven't tapped all of them.
Yeah.
You probably couldn't be as effective as you are without groups and churches and other organizations pitching in. Could you name some of those and what role they play?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different roles here. We have everything from, we talked about United Methodist Church. They're very instrumental in helping us. And also we have Crossroads. Though we had like Northside Christian, their school. The kindergartners made bags for the little kids in our area. We have, I'm trying to think, Fish. They help us do what we do. St. Vincent de Paul, we work with them. They have that laundry ministry, and also when they have leftover bread from their pantry, they bring that to us. So Friday morning, sometimes we have bread to give out to our customers.
Wow.
So I mean, it goes on and on where we link arms with other people in the community. And also like Love Inc. in Medina, from Medina County, that, they do big furniture. We don't have that in our store, so.
What other items won't you take because you're limited in space and you
Right.
can't take huge items?
Yeah, we can't take things like, think about beds, think about that kind of stuff. We can't. I mean, obviously, like a twin bed where you can, break it down, we could do something like that. But yeah, you're right, those big items like that. But we can take things like, toasters and microwaves and comforters, blankets, stuff like that we can take. Those other things, if somebody says, hey, I got these things, frequently I'll link them with Love Inc. in some way or another. I have some different people that I can call, say, hey, we got this. What can you do with it? Unless I have a direct path here, which sometimes that's what happens. God gives me a mattress when somebody calls and says they need a mattress. So that happens.
It seems surprising you reach out and touch so many families and individuals, but you have just one fundraiser. Of course, we have people going to send checks to Marian's Closet after seeing this show. I'm sure they'll go ahead and be touched and do that. But tell us about the golf outing. Where is it? When is it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'd love to.
could people still sign up?
Yes, so the golf outing is going to be August 2nd. It's a Friday. It's going to be at Chippewa. Excellent course.
Right.
Really nice. And it starts, we have a 9 o'clock shotgun start. Right now we're at 26 teams.
Wow.
I need 4 more teams.
Okay.
So if you're a golfer and hear this, hey, jump on. This is your chance. It's a wonderful time. And on top of that, they have the most delicious steak dinner, okay? I can't rave enough about their steak dinner, but great place to golf. And
It's on 21
it's on
South,
21, yeah,
right?
Doylestown area.
Right,
So
sure.
yeah, so that's where that outing will be. We're still doing sponsorships. So if you want to do a family and friend sponsorship, this is something more that people can, kind of imagine. That's $100. We also have tea sponsorships. A lot of businesses do those. That's $250. And we still have hospitality sponsorships at $500 available. So yeah, that's how we power this place. Besides people giving gifts, and it's a tight economy, and we appreciate everything that comes through the door.
Tell us a little bit more about those sponsorships. What could a family do if they wanted to go ahead and sponsor? Do they
Right.
sponsor a hole?
Yeah, you can do a whole at $250.
Okay,
That's a tea
right,
sponsorship.
okay.
If anybody wants to do a tea sponsorship or any of those things, they can go onto our website and actually reach out to me. Do the contact button there, and I will get back with them and help them do that. You can't do that online. You can do, if you want to register a golf team, you can do that one online. The other thing is they can also call me. The information for reaching me that way is all online too. So.
Do you have some volunteers that help you with technology?
Yes, we do. Actually, we have our biggest one is we have a guy on the board. His name's Ryan, and big shout out to Ryan. We got a new laptop. We got new laptops and a new system, and he wrote the programming for our new
Wow.
system. That was this year. So that was a massive undertaking, and so yeah, he does a lot of that. Otherwise, the technology is me learning by default and calling up Andrew, our board treasurer, if I have questions that I don't know.
What about the board? How many people are on the board, and do they tell you you need to spend more hours, which I don't think's the case.
Yeah.
You probably working above and
Yeah.
beyond the call of duty.
Yeah, the board, I cannot say enough good things about the board. They're in my court. They're in everybody's court because they make this happen. So everything from, I have some of the board members are reaching out, networking for me to get sponsorships. I have board members that they like the websites. I had one of the board members before I even came on board had worked with another group, pro bono, to provide our website, which is phenomenal. Yeah, they're out there, making touch points for me that I can't necessarily make, that I haven't, learned to make yet. So they're good, and that way, I'm trying to think what else you asked about the board.
How many members?
Oh, 7. There's
Seven.
7 members
Okay.
total, yes.
Okay,
So we have a
great.
board president, treasurer, and
Fantastic.
secretary. That
We have a few more areas to see,
Yep.
and we'll be back with our last segment in just a second. We're back with Teresa Berrey here at Marian's Closet. And how many items did you say on your 4 days you're here go out each day?
Well, about 700 items go out each day.
Holy
I haven't. That was
Toledo.
from last year's numbers.
Okay, okay.
So I haven't looked at this, but yeah, that's about right. So last year we had 150,000 items go out of here at the store, this tiny little place. But it's a blessing to so many people.
And then during the whole year, what would that amount to during the year?
That
would
was
be
150,000 in the year.
150,000. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now, I would think that once COVID was done, that things would really kind of dip, and the need would not be as severe. But are you seeing the need still there?
Oh, the need is still there. That's a funny question, actually. I mean, I'm like, I wish. So we went, I'm trying to think, it was around, there's probably 800, 900 families were helped during, that would have been 22. In 23, we were at 1,200 households were helped. So yeah, and this year, I'm not sure, how many I'd have to go and look at the numbers right now, but it's still, like today we signed up 3 new households. And we've hit 8,000 households in our existence, which is crazy.
Yeah, we're doing some work at the Suprema Senior Center, lifting weights and getting in shape and everything. And the administration there tells me that many people are signing up for Suprema around the area, that they are increasing membership, and that's wonderful if that attracts individuals, and some of those people would possibly come here for the need that they have for their family. It's not that they want to.
No.
It's necessary for them.
Right. You've actually nailed it. It is necessary. So not only have we seen the need go up, but I've also seen my volunteer force. You know, people, they are so excited to be out. I think, you know, COVID made us think about what's really important in life. And it is awesome to see all these people coming, you know, wanting to volunteer, help us here. And it's such a blessing. We've become like family here. And it is everybody checking up on each other, praying for each other, connecting even outside of work hours to talk.
We're in the front room here, and the front door is just ahead of us. But a lot of racks of men's and women's and boys' clothing. I mean, you just don't cater to the infants. You really take everyone into account.
Yes, we do. So it's really what we have here is it changes day to day based on the donations that are coming through the door. But you're correct. We take men's clothing, women's. We take children. We take baby. We take housewares. We take decor. We're pretty wide open that way. So.
But not too many couches and refrigerators, right?
No, we can't take the big
take
stuff.
those elsewhere. Yes.
Yeah, you'll have to do that. And I like I said, we partner a lot with Love Inc. When people need those kind of things, or when somebody gives that to me, if I don't have a direct path to go out here, like if I don't know somebody has a specific need, then we will utilize Love Inc. and they will help us to take those items, and then they'll parcel them out as needed.
I would think that word of mouth, if a family is new to the area and they come to your store and get some items, they may tell other people that, hey, they're very nice people there. They will help you out, and your kids will go ahead and get. And sometimes students are very clothes conscious, and you know, they look at things and they criticize younger students on the bus or whatever. That really is negated by the fine items here.
You are accurate. Like the things that we have coming through the door, people, we have nice stuff in the community. That's all I have to say. I'm going to leave it there. It's nice things that come through here. Right. And, you know, I was just talking to a young lady here a few nights ago, and she said that her family came here when she was little. She remembers coming in the store and just what that meant to her. And I've talked to we had a young lady that was here working, and she was from another area of the state, and she was actually in tears. She's like, I never had these kind of things growing up. We didn't have much. And just to imagine there was a store that looked like this, that had this nice of things, and that was really helping people this way. You know, we're not talking about you're paying $5 an item or something. It truly is. It's going out. They're free items, but
yeah,
it's a wonderful thing.
And the people that donate, they must get really happy feeling that they're helping people out, and it really does. Again, they can spread the word and tell other people, and it just expands from there.
And that's exactly what happens, because frequently we'll have people that'll call us and, you know, they'll be like, oh, I heard from this, what are your hours, verifying stuff. But, and I've had people that have donated stuff and said, they've asked the volunteers, hey, can we have a tour of the store? We want to know what's happening here. They want to understand better what this looks like. So.
No question about it. And those, you couldn't do it without not only the people donating, but the organizations.
Yeah.
You really seem to be, helping other people. People can store things for you. You get suggestions from other people. You let other people know if you have big items. It seems like the coordination is just wonderful.
It is. It is wonderful, and it is. There's a lot of time. You mentioned that earlier. There's a lot of time that goes into this because there are so many moving parts. And sometimes I'm like, I have so many plates spinning here, But the good news is the volunteer force here, how they can keep things going, and, I can do what I need to do. And couldn't do it without everybody, without the community, without the volunteers, the churches that help us. It's over the top. It takes a big team to do this.
So we need a few more teams of golfers to go ahead and make sure we get about a month away. We're very close to that Chippewa golf outing. We need to get people to step up and bring in items. We need to get people to go ahead and write checks for the organization to pay for all the overhead. And again, as you said, there are a lot of things that you have to pay for that's not free.
Yeah, and we have toilet paper here, we have Tide Pods, there's other things that we have. We don't have it every time somebody comes in, but we do have that. And we talked a little bit about monthly limits, so we do limit how things go out. We're not just passing things out, without considering that.
And those things aren't very cheap either. I mean, the budget is set up, and the family, certainly food and lodging and clothing are major developments that they have to fund.
Yeah, that's exactly the case. So I'm just glad we're able to supplement so they can have those things that they need.
Well, Teresa Berrey, thank you for a grand tour of Marian's closet. And Aiden will get some pictures outside and around the area. And again, tell us the hours again that you are in operation.
Okay, we are open Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Okay.
And Thursdays, we have our afternoon evening, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. So we're open 4 days a week.
And the number of volunteers, you said you probably would have 6 at the receiving and maybe another 5 or 6 out here. Would they be at those particular places and times?
Yes, they will be. Yeah, so when we open at 10, we do have, volunteers get here earlier because sometimes I call it underwater with donations, so we have to catch up. So the volunteers are great about getting here early and getting things set. They talk to each other so they know what it looks like coming in each day.
Thank you very much for all the information and all you do for residents, and not only in Wadsworth and Wadsworth Township, but certainly in the outer lining area. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for supporting what we do, and thank you, Wadsworth community. We couldn't do it without you.
Thanks for viewing Bruce on the Loose, and we will have a show. We're looking at the antique tractor show coming up, possibly next week or the week after. Thanks for viewing.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.